Welcome to Inventing Daily. Today we have my guest, Anthony Swint. He's a truck driver that is trying to make the roads safer for all of us, the drivers as well as the truck drivers. He's been a truck driver for a long time, and I think his idea is really valuable. And so he's going to tell us a little bit about it. Welcome, Anthony.
Morning. Welcome to you, Carolyn. Thank you for having me.
Sure. So can you tell us a little bit about you and how you came up with this idea and why you came up with it?
Well, I've been a truck driver since 1997, so 23 years. So I've noticed when I moved here, when I transitioned from here to Michigan, I live in Arizona now. I see how there's a lot of people moving to one area of Arizona, well, in this state. So it's many different type of people that drive different ways. We have people from Canada, even from overseas that live in Arizona. But I notice how they drive differently from what I'm used to in Michigan. And when I went back to Michigan, I see people driving like that now. I'm like, wow. So I see tailgating is a problem. So I'm like, man, this is, I get anxiety sometimes. I'm like, yo, I got this big semi. If I hit my brakes and you're not paying attention or looking at your phone or something like that, you can hurt yourself or be fatal. So I'm like, you gotta be, so I would do a little trick with my hazards or with the trailer lights in the back that's on top of the trailer, the 3-foot trailer. So I would flash them. So when I do that,
you can flash those separately, the upper, okay.
Yeah, so you can flash the signal lights to the top of the trailer, and people, would respond to that and back away. So I'm like, okay. So I said, well, let me try it with just my hazards or whatever, and it would do the same thing. Because I know we've been taught to hit our brakes.
You're right. That's exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I noticed when we do that, or when I do that, and I talk to other people in the cars or in the trucks, it makes people aggressive. So it's like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like, hey, you too close. So a lot of people wasn't taught that, maybe because of different countries, Canada or whatever, Germany. So I'm like, okay, let me just do the hazards for now on. So that's what I still do.
Oh.
So when I do that, people back off or go around. And of course, during the daytime, it's hard to see if they back away from me. But at night, you can kind of see that the lights, descend from me, or they basically go around, what I'm saying, without any aggressive behavior. So that's where I came up with R.E.D.S. So R.E.D.S is basically, it's an acronym for Rear End Distance Sensor System. So this is my prototype. So I've been modifying and trying to get it modified to get it down to size. So basically, you can screw it on to the license plates. The license plate screw with one screw. So when they become within a radius of between 5 to 8 feet, and it is adjustable. So when they see a blinking light, which is a scroll type LED scroll light controller.
Oh, okay.
When they see that, when they see the blinking lights, they can back off.
Well, 5 to 8 feet, that's really close if you're on the highway.
Yeah, but at the same time, I see that. I see it in my own vehicle. If I can see your face and I can see the people aggressive images like, why are you staring at me? And you way too close.
Wow. We don't want to get to know you.
I don't want to get to know that. I've been saying that for years. I'm not trying to the accident. I don't want to get to know you at it. Let me get to know you at a sports bar. Hey, what football team? I don't want to get, hey, let's call the cops. Let's exchange information. I don't have time for that.
But at 5 to 8 feet, can you even see them behind your semi?
No, you can't.
That's what I'm thinking, because it's always been, if I can't see you in the mirrors,
that's right.
Or if you can't see me, I forgot how it went. then you're way too close.
Yeah, but I'm glad you said that because for many years, as certain companies had that bumper sticker,
Right,
you can't see our mirrors, we can't see you.
right.
A lot of companies now, you just don't see it on trailers no more. So it have gotten so, and sometimes people follow me for miles, and they just like, okay, I'm waiting for you to move out my lane, and I could be in a slow lane, and I notice out
Wow.
here when I'm just driving and I'm in a slow lane, and if I use my blinker, they automatically speed up, and they try to push you. That's how they drive by.
Wow.
So I'm like, man, this is anxiety. This is crazy. So at the same time, I'm like, there's got to be a better way. So I mean, with the help of God, and prayer, it's like, hey, here it is. It's like, yeah, this can actually work. This can actually work. So yeah.
So if it's because I watched the video and I had a couple questions. So if on a truck, is that beam going to be strong enough for them to see it?
Yes, yes, it will. It will be because I'm using LED lights. So
Okay.
basically, I'm taking a backup camera. They have some backup cameras that have lights that's around the camera. For me, I'm removing the camera and I'm putting in the sensor. So the
Okay.
sensor will pick it up, the metal object that's coming at a fast rate. So I'm trying to work with engineers to basically like, hey, we need to find because they have front end sensors for Mack trucks, and basically you can stop on a dime.
So if you're getting if the front end sensor is if you're getting too close to an embankment or a something solid.
So at the same time, even now I talked to a truck driver and I was like, he said, yeah, all the companies now is going to automatic trucks because it's a shortage of truck drivers, but at the same time, the aggressive rate of trucking have gotten, it's different now. I don't know if I'm too old school or and I see other truck drivers doing that with people with babies and, in cars. And it's just like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to, and they said 20% of deaths comes from rear end crashes.
Wow.
So at the same time, it's like, I remember when I have two daughters. So even, and one of them she's 13 years old. Even if she's in a car, I'm still got that fatherly thing like, hey, dude, I got I got my child in the car, So
Well, and that's an important question. So you're in the trucking business, but could I buy that because I'm in South Florida and people are from all over and most of them don't know where they're going because they're visitors. It's a big tourist, well, not so much this year, but still people don't know where they're going. So they're going fast and then they're going slow and they're not watching. And we have an older population, and in Arizona too, but could I get something like that for my car? Because it makes me very anxious if people are tailgating me. I'll get out of the way, which is exactly what they want you to do, but I don't want to have road rage with anybody, but is there a way? And I've tapped my brakes, but that's not safe on the highway either. I mean,
so yeah, I mean, cut you off, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not just trying to do it for the trucking industry. I'm trying to do it for this be adaptable for motorcyclists, for vehicles, and also for people that are pulling their trailers with their boat. So I'm not just,
motorcyclists really need it because most people don't see them.
Yeah, and I see that also. I see vice versa, but I see a lot of people. A matter of fact, I knew a guy I used to work with he was a truck driver and he was training for this job. He said, I had to leave my bike at home. And I had a neighbor that moved back to Boston. And he was like, you know what? Every time I get on my motorcycle, I think about death. He said, they are so aggressive out here. He wanted to buy my car before he moved. He's like, they're just too aggressive. So basically, that's what I'm saying. It haven't got so, like you say in Florida, when I went back to Michigan, everybody is driving aggressive now. But at the same time, once I hit my brakes or tap it, they're like, hey, flip me off, or they want to call in to dispatch. Hey, this guy, it's like, no, that's not true. He was behind me. So I'm trying to take that away. I'm here basically to save lives, but at the same time because we're in a stressful situation.
Right.
Life is tough. I'm not even putting the pandemic on there and nothing like that. It's just life stressful. At the same time, you want to go somewhere to your job, and if that one incident it can mess up your day.
Right.
Sometimes we can't figure that out. We walk in the building or to our job. Hey, Bob. Hey, how you doing? What's wrong with you? This guy just flipped me off. So at the same time, I'm trying to do the stress, modify the stress element with our lives, and also take out the crash elements in the world.
I think it's a great idea. I picked up my son at the Fort Lauderdale airport, and on the way back, somebody was driving two cars so fast that we watched, and my son, I let him drive from the airport because it's a little crazy down there, and one car flew by us, probably doing 90 something. The other one, which flew by and went to the HOV lane, and somebody was driving probably 80 miles an hour, but too slow for this guy, and he cut between that car and the guardrail.
Oh, wow.
He came up about 3 feet from this, nicked the back end. This guy spun out. Now, everybody else, thank God, saw that happening. I thought about that this morning. He wouldn't have had time to, he was just an aggressive, crazy person. But you're right. It's stressful on the highway. And with that being said, so you're prototyping and kind of trying to figure out what's going to work and getting it sourced.
Yeah.
Is that the stage?
Yeah, it's basically like I said, I'm still modifying, trying to find the right sensor. We kind of me and this other guy kind of got it down with sensor and everything without stepping on codes, other stuff that's out there. And so at the same time, it's going to be taken care of. Sometimes it's like, oh man, Jesus, but like most entrepreneurs, and I guess what keeps me motivated, matter of fact, I was just reading a book about Hill, what's his name, the author, but motivational speaker.
Right, Norman Vincent Peale, right.
I was reading that this morning, and basically it's just like, hey, that's the guy was in the book's like, hey man, I got all these problems. He's like, you know what? You should count your blessings. So he told the guy to meet him at a cemetery. He said, well, why you? He's like, this is where the problem's in. So the guy.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
oh, I love it. That's great.
So yeah, you got all these problems, and you want me to? You mad at me because I won't help you solve these problems. And if I help you solve the problems, what work are you going to do? This is where the problems is at the cemetery. Oh my God. So
that's great. Well, all of these things, I've created a couple of products too, and they take time, and you think you've figured something out. And I thought I had my final product, and there was a part of it that paint tray, and it leaked.
Okay.
And I remember thinking, all right, I got so far, I thought I was there. Yeah. What's the next part? But you don't know the next part till you get to that that level. Right. Will there be different? Well, my first question is there a problem with that kind of strobe light on the highway? With
no, I came up. Most people think it is. It's like because they said it's a federal thing, but I was like, I haven't really looking at the NHSTA,
the standards, yeah.
Standard highway.
Right.
Hazards can actually, we keep our hazards on for a long time, So I and the one guy said, well, it can give somebody not anxiety, but they can go into alert, I forgot the medical thing. I was like, well, no. I said, well, most people who already know they have that, because I have a cousin. She's 23 years old and she can't drive because she has seizures.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, it won't, so I say, no, I say, of course, if that was a problem, I guess EMS or the police would have to, tone it down. But at the same time, I said, believe me, if a light keep flashing in your face, you eventually like back off, or unless like a light flash in your face. So at the same time, I only heard people would actually not say, no, that's not, because I think I emailed one of the guys in the Department of Transportation, trying to get some funding for that and everything, but he haven't said nothing about it. He just said, okay, so far everything looking good. So at the same time,
Good.
Yeah. So.
Good. Yeah, I would think that something flashing, if you're not paying attention, or if you're looking at messages on your phone, which we know we shouldn't be doing, but everybody does it, then it's maybe to get your attention, look at what you're doing. You're getting too close.
Yeah. So, and like I said, it's just that quick alertness, like, that type of like, okay, I'm too close, so at the same time, that's what I'm trying to get people alertness so they can basically back off, because they have since I've been a truck driver, it's unbelievable.
It's got to be crazy. Well, when you get your vision is to have it attached to the license plate, and then it will activate if they're coming too close. Do you know if it gets activated if you're the driver?
Yes, it's and that's what we're working on also. We coming on up with an app. Of course, I haven't got the last of the modifications for that. But with the app, when you get on regular traffic, like in the street, you want to get off the highway and everything, with the app, you're able to take, turn it off, so to speak. With the
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
anytime you want to, keep doing that during regular traffic. But in the highway, that's basically what I'm really focused on. Because on the streets, people close to you at the red light, okay, they get it. Sometimes they too close, sometimes they not. So, but you don't want to just, I don't want to keep people
on high alert.
High alert, like, hey, turn off your thing. I don't want that.
Right, right.
Like, okay, on the highway, we doing, and out in Arizona, I don't know how it is in Florida, but certain parts of the highway going from Phoenix to Tucson, semi trucks and regular vehicles can go 75 miles per hour.
Oh yeah, and in Florida, it's pretty much the same thing. It's fast. Yeah. It's fast, and the time required to stop or to change lanes or get around a truck. Yeah, you've got to give yourself some distance.
Yeah. So it's I don't know how, I think it's like we have a 10-mile stretch or more from Phoenix to Tucson. It's just 2 lanes. So because these 2 lanes become, it's like you need a Porsche.
Right. Well, they used to have that in going across the state. It used to be called Alligator Alley, and it was the same thing. If you got stuck behind a truck, they started putting change lanes in, but now it's a bigger highway. But there's still a lot of Florida that is 2-lane.
Yeah.
In the rural.
Yeah. So it's just that element to try to not control people, but at the same time control your speed. And it's interesting how some people, they'll sit there until you move. And I have like, okay, I'm getting off this exit, and by the time I'm getting off the exit with the truck or my car, it's like they basically pushing me. I know you say you've seen that too. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. You're really not going to get there that much faster.
Amazing.
It is crazy. So you started a GoFundMe page.
Yes.
what I'll do is put that link in the notes. Some of this will be just on a podcast, so they won't be seeing us, but they'll be able to get the notes, and I can put the link for that and your email and your phone number. But what help do you still need? You're working with an engineer, or?
Yeah, I'm working with an engineer. I do have the people that might to put the coating, the plastic molding. I have on, on standby. The 3D imaging, I'm having a guy do it right now because I'm like, well, let me change it some more. And so I scrapped a couple of them, like, this don't look right. It look too awkward. So I got one guy doing it, doing that. And an engineer guy, he like, of course, with the funding, said, well, for me to do this, you need this, so that's where I'm at right now. So it's like, well, okay, so I don't want it, so I did put that the GoFundMe at 30,000. The guy wanted more. I said, well, you know what? Since the size is going to be shrink down, I think it don't have to be more money. You know what I'm saying? Because I see some GoFundMe pages is much more, or other. I'm trying to think of the other companies that do the fund, the crowdfunding.
Right.
Some guys, and some of them do achieve it. I mean, yeah, some of them do achieve it. I'm not knocking that. But at the same time, I'm trying to bring this. I think the costs we estimate about from $65.99 to $55.99. And if I can get that, or me and him can get that price more down, so it can be accessible for everybody.
So that's a retail price?
Retail price.
Wow.
So if I can get that shrunk down some more, so college kids are struggling, or people who's on Section 8 they're struggling, so be it. Let's do it. So the same thing,
How big will it be as far as what's your goal to have for a size? I'm thinking on a license plate.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, on a license plate. So how big is it gonna be?
So we look at from I say from 2 by 2 inches, 2.5 inches across, and the width I say from an inch width.
Oh, okay.
So at the same time, so it won't be, because of course there's laws with that.
It's about the size of a business card then.
Business card. So at the same time, and it'd be waterproof, of course.
Okay.
So at the same time, so we won't have to be taken away from license plate numbers, and of course it'd be away from the tab.
The registration tab. Yeah. I thought that's what I was, actually, it's funny. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah. So at the same time, we definitely are in regulations and laws. So at the same time, so people can just use it, and so we'll be like, hey, what's this guy license plate number? And of course, we have put in the element, and maybe we can pitch this to car insurance companies and everything also.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I know because I got Progressive. I don't use the I think the tab that they put in to log in your miles or how aggressive your driving is. I don't use that. But at the same time, we pitch this to car insurance companies, like, hey, this is working. They can use this to help bring down their costs in car insurance. But also it helps the companies save money also.
Right. That's I haven't thought about that end of your business, but that's a great way to look at it, because if they're saving money, not to mention if you've been in a car accident, it will mess your life up.
Yeah.
It will just mess it up.
It's just matter of fact, on one of the national traffic highway, you see we see every day anyway, but at the same time, as truck drivers, but people every day, but how people just you know, you pulling kids out the back seat and cars is flipped over, and then sometimes it's just a person just like, dude, what you know, and they it's amazing. So it's saying that it's like, man, there's got to be a better way. But they say, yeah, 20% of deaths is because of rear-end crashes. So at the same time, we can bring that number down. That'd be a great job, I think. You know.
Oh, I think it'd be great. And you have kids, so when they start driving, you're going to want to attach that to their car, whatever they're driving.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, when my kids started driving, I was very nervous.
Yeah.
I was very nervous. It's had them both do defensive driving classes before they got their license.
Yeah.
But not everybody does that. So we've got to be prepared. I like the idea with the motorcycle too, because I mean, we're in Florida, half of the motorcyclists don't even wear helmets. God knows why, but they don't.
Yeah, they have a law in Arizona too. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. Yeah. So you're just on the prototype. Have you made, have you figured out how many you're going to be able to make? And like, let's say a first batch?
Yeah, for the first batch, for the goal of 30,000, we're trying to shoot for at least, I say 500, it might be too much, but I think we can keep the cost down. It could be up to 500 units. But at the same time, if we can, if it's still at 65, 65.99, or only I can drop it down to $60 or whatever, it'd probably be maybe 375 or something like that, 375 units. But at the same time, it's still a work in progress.
Right. Well, I'm sure you're going to have to order a couple that so you can test them and proof of concept and all of that.
So do the water test. And maybe he brought that up. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah,
right.
You know, we might have to fly. We might have to go to Flagstaff. You know, it's where we have snow. We have to, you know, put it in this, and like, oh yeah, I forgot. You know, because snow can cover it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah.
Well, you don't, as an inventor, you don't know what you don't know until somebody says, oh, by the way, did you do this? And you said, no, I didn't know I needed to. You know,
I've been out here since 2006. I got Arizona sunny all day, all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. It rains in Seattle. Yeah, I forgot. It snowed.
Right. Or Wisconsin or Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, those snow drifts will make you, you know, wish you were someplace sunny.
Yeah.
So it's got to get through all that testing.
Testing too. Yeah.
Wow. I think it's an incredible idea. And I was driving on the highway yesterday and I had to be back someplace. And I thought, well, it's going to take me a half an hour, but even if I drive fast, it's still going to take me half an hour. So, you know, just try and relax and get there. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is the safety.
Yes, that's the safety. Yeah.
So the best way to reach you, Anthony, is how? If somebody had questions or
email at aswint at gmail.com. They can reach me there. And also I have my phone number too, 602-554-1758. I'm also eager to work with other companies. It's like, hey, we can take this to a different element. So I'm open-minded, and I'm not just like trying to, hey, because you know, it got to a point in my life. I was like, you know what, it's all about helping others, and so we can take this to a different element. And because sometimes my ideas, like I said, when he came over with the water test and everything, it might be other elements of like, hey, you know what, it's this law or it's this regulation. Got it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm eager, and also I'm open to other, even people. They're like, hey man, oh, you know, what about this and what about that? So at the same time, I did put everything into the provisional patent, but at the same time, and each time I renew the application, everything, the patent, I do have added other elements And this time, last time, I added 3D imaging and everything. So at the same time, everything does change it because I want to make it to a degree that it's just the first stage, but at the same time, it could be a greater stage for years to come for ones that help save their lives, especially the babies and grandbabies.
Anthony, I commend you because having started from nothing with an idea, I know that you just feel like you've gotten to that next level and somebody throws some water in your face and says, wait a minute. So it's, and you have to go, okay, all right, what's next? But keep going. I'm real excited for you. I have a friend that's working. I was just thinking when we were talking about trucking, and he's doing something with the fuel systems. And he and I have, I've been watching and tracking his progress, and he might have some connections. And he didn't tell me about the latest thing that he's working on. He said, you know, it's not far enough along, but that's why why I like to do these. Let's see if we can get you the help that you need. And I will, like I said, I will post all your information in the notes. And just for everybody that's listening, the name of this is the Rear End Distance Sensor System, or R.E.D.S. So I'm going to post the link for the GoFundMe, and please help fund this life-saving tool. I think it's a great idea. Let's help him get to the next level. And as always, thank you for joining us. If anybody else would like to be a guest or pitch their product, you can email me at carolyn@inventingdaily.com. And you'll be able to see this episode on YouTube, Inventing Daily, and my website, Inventing Daily, and Anchor FM, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Anthony, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I will let you know when it's up on the sites. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a better day.
Thanks. All right. Bye.